Alright guys, we are back, and quite honestly with you, today's just a really raw, unfiltered kind of day. My whole point of this series is just to show you exactly what's going on as and when it does. There is no manipulating the days, there's no bending to the will of anybody, because this is my life, my living, how I make how I make the most progress in bodybuilding. And if today I'm told not to train, I don't train. If I'm told to train, I train. And I just want you to come along and ride for it. I don't want no fake shit, no bullshit. This is all real. Few things on my mind at the beginning of this video. First being, it's been quite a tough week. Jannika's obviously moved back to Norway for her new position for a year. So I'm just looking at the best of luck balloon in the corner, and obviously feeling quite, I suppose, emotional about her not being here. It's been quite tough. There's things in my mind that are kind of concealed, that I have to deal with on a daily basis, but yeah, I'm putting them to the back of my mind because there's a focus and there's something that needs to be done right now. On the positive of that, it means that I have my own space and I'm able just to focus on the goal at hand. So, I'm going to appear probably different in these videos now because things are getting close, and I am very much taking charge now because this is about giving to you guys absolute transparency on what I'm about at this point in time. And I want you to know the truth, so I want you to know how I feel, and I want you to basically just see it for what it is, so that if you ever face this position yourself, you know that the way you're feeling is probably correct. All in all, I feel very positive. I feel like I'm the most at peace I've ever been at this point in the prep. But that peace comes at a cost of making sure that you stay in charge and you stay firm with yourself, and you make sure that you get everything done and done how you want it to be done. There's one voice I listen to right now, and that's Patrick Tor. I don't listen to anybody else. No one else's opinion matters. I send him updates, the physique gets checked by him, and if he's happy, I'm happy, and that is basically it right now. I've obviously got my support network around me, my system. I've got Louis, who's a very good eye and a very good training partner who keeps me very motivated in the gym because he works very hard. I send Jannika my pictures, obviously, because I trust her, and she's very happy to see that. And really, all in all, I'm just like trying to just enjoy the process and count myself lucky that this is my job. Just watching a bit of YouTube now, just checking in on some of the other content that I've been doing with Chris. You can see I've got my nice Redcon digital camo sleeves. So guys, the guys that have been asking about those digital camo sleeves, yes, they are available on Redcon, so there's a little plug there. I will tell you about those. They're not like too strong, so they don't give you like massive lifts, but they make your elbows feel great. We trained yesterday, didn't we? And I kept them on even for the majority of like tricep workout and shoulders. So there's something that you can wear basically for the whole workout. Louis been around today. We've been to Macro. We've done a food shop. Show a couple of the bits that we got. Basically today, because it being a rest day, but two cardio sessions today. I did a cardio session this morning, and I do have one in the evening. We basically popped to Macro, which is kind of like I suppose Costco. What they have, don't they, Louis? Yeah. They have Costco, don't they? So I bought cod fillets, because obviously cod fillets is something I'm massively in the diet right now. Obviously a few packs of chicken and whatnot, just topping up on egg whites, all the protein sources that are really basic and very lean right now, because literally the diet is literally just egg whites, chicken breast, cod, and that's pretty much it right now. So it's very, very basic. I'm going to run through some of the supplements that we've been using right now. This is the supplement shelf. I've just been smashing the shit out of the GI juice in the mornings, as you guys know if you look at my stories. That's our digestive enzymes. That's some flavour as well. At this point in the diet now, like anything that gives me a little bit of taste is like a massive saving grace. It kind of stops me from feeling the urge to, like cheat on your diet or give up. So I've been having that. This is my my pre-cardio combination of choice right now. It's my double tap and my Ifbb. I have briefly mentioned before that I'm a free cap double tap guy, and I've been taking 10 milligrams of the Ifbb before doing my cardio. The usual suspects are still here. The grunt is obviously my intra training. It's my EAAs. Cluster bombs, my post-workout carbohydrate. I take my creatine pre. I take my glutamine post, and I take my total war pre. So that's basically where we're at. I did order some silencer the other day, which is our non-stim fat burner, which is something that I'll use probably post Spain, if obviously the British show's coming up as well. So nice fresh tub there, and that will run over into the next show. Carbohydrate sauces at the minute, guys. Still keeping it very simple. Cream of rice, which is my favourite. I actually use I do use the proper American cream of rice. I just got a thing about the texture and the quality. So if you guys want to know where I get that, I do get it off Amazon. If you're in the UK, if you're in America, obviously it's very available in most shops. Jasmine rice, Louis actually picked me up that, didn't you, Lou?
Yeah.
Where did you get that from?
From Costco.
So he got that from a Costco, so you can actually get that from there. Just gonna answer this while we're on, because it is actually Yannicka. So let's have a look and see what she's saying. Yannicka Berg, we are filming right now for Redcon 1. We are filming for Redcon 1 right now. So I thought I'd answer because I want to show people the real. You look like you're on she looks like she's on a plane. Alright?
I'm in my office.
I know, it looks like a plane. Well, I was just talking about you on the video, just saying how much I miss you. But I'm going to give you a call after, because this is a live kind of vlog. So I'll give you a call in a bit, yeah?
You don't need what you messaged me half an hour about.
I can't even remember what it was, but I'll message you. No, yeah, I will. Blood pressure. We're going to take Lou's blood pressure, actually. That's something we're going to do today. Yeah, where is it, actually? Is that something we can look into?
Yeah, I know where it is.
Okay, do you want to let us know?
I called you, but I'll try and explain the text message.
Okay, alright, she's going to text her over. Sweet. Alright, I'll speak to you in a bit.
Bye.
Bye. Say bye to the guys. So we can do Louis' blood pressure today. That's actually something that we need to do. I can check mine as well. So keeping on top of those kind of health parameters. So yeah, you notice I'm speaking a lot. I suppose the reason I'm kind of like that is because there's like a bit of an anxiety coming with the show coming close. So I'm getting to that point now where I'm like, and I am fine, but like, you know, I do require moments of the day now where I just have absolute silence and just slam podcasts on and just kind of chill out. I'm excitable because obviously I'm very excited with how we're doing. I'm very impressed with the physique at current. Everything's going really well. So if you have seen the update pictures, you'll probably notice that it is the best I've ever looked. And with that comes a feeling of pride, but also like wanting to continue to get better as well. So there is a certain pressure. But all in all, I do feel really good. Like I've been saying it to you every day, and I do. Like I feel like I found my place. Like things are different. Yeah, everything seems to be kind of clicking. We're gonna have a coffee before we get any of this other shit done. So she's sending over the details for where the blood pressure is. So let's get a couple of coffees for the boys. Me, Chris and Lou, and then what we'll do Louis' blood pressure, and then we'll catch up from there. I fucked it up.
That one there, you'd be able to use that one, yeah?
Yeah, I've dented the top one. I've got it caught in there. This is a first for me.
I think it is the other way. We're not baristas.
I'm going to say it now. I've got clean hand going on. Bodybuilders pre-show know what I'm on about there. Pretty sure. Oh, there it is. Smooth. We're in. Right, we might have success now. That's better. That's running I should. Still though, mine's coming out of a lot less water than I expected. Okay.
The one on the right is the...
That's the like more normal coffee. Do I look different? Do I look like I'm a bit blur right now?
You do look a little bit more fucked than last week.
That's good. I'm glad. I want you to see that.
More fucked than last week.
Guys, like honestly, I wanted to train today, but we literally hit what did we hit yesterday? Shoulders and triceps, and it was a mad session. Like, and it's you know, in an ideal world, everything would line up nicely, but because it is bodybuilding, it is about the coach's orders. That's why sometimes things don't line up. But I do want to reflect that because coach's orders do come first. So regardless of whatever happens, there's always something going on in the day, and I'd rather show you exactly what that day's about.
Yeah, so our original filming days would have lined up with training sessions, but obviously you're only finding out what the night before.
Night before. So literally, like, I sent pictures to Patrick last night. He makes an assessment and a judgment call, and whatever his feelings are dictate the next day. So if he says you need to rest, I have to rest, and that's just what it is. And that's why my progress has been so good, because for once in my life I'm not listening to myself, because every time I get ready for a show I always think do more. And that doing more all the time consistently over a period of time kills you. The bottom line is this, I said it to Louis earlier, I'm in a calorie deficit. I have been for weeks. I haven't had a meal off, in probably 4 months? Maybe longer. Okay, so there's not been a piece of chocolate, there hasn't been anything. I'm not feeling sorry for myself, I'm just telling you how it is. I've been in this calorie deficit for so long that even if I sit still all day today, I'm still in that deficit. previous James would have been like, you're not moving, you need to move, you need to move, you need to train, you need to train. And that's always been the downfall, and that's why, you know, you have to just do what the doctor orders, and the doctor's ordered to not do too much. So, yeah. No, you know what, I hope this kind of stuff helps, I really do, because I think it is really important for you to hear. Because I've made so many mistakes as a bodybuilder along the way, and most of them aren't down to bad, bad mindset. They're not down to lack of try or lack of care. They're actually, if anything, more to do with just
too much try,
and not an educated, kind of understanding as what energy output actually is. So, if you get something from this video today, at least. Oops, the scales. Sorry, the morning scales. These are them. If you do get something from today, at least you get the understanding that sometimes there is a possibility of doing too much, and that's right. Today's about not doing too much. Like I say, I've got cardio later. And even at this point, like, glucose is being burnt through like crazy, even just like talking and thinking. Metabolic rate right now is peak. I lose weight every night I go to bed. I probably lose 5 pounds from, just from, metabolism firing like hell. So you do have to be very conscious. You have to make considerations. Today we were contemplating popping to a supplement shop, just go and see one of our friends, but the way our bodies are feeling, even though Louis even on off season, like, training's been that hard and rest is that needed, that it's like, let's just save it and we'll wait till energy feels better. So things like, another thing, like, I could have had physio today, yeah, but even physio is demanding on the body.
It beats you up a bit sometimes.
Yeah,
Doesn't it?
and I made a conscious effort to not have physio. We could have had physio here, we could have filmed, it would have been something different, but again, what's the great goal? The great goal here is about arriving at Spain in the best physique possible. And that's why all these things are calculated decisions and have to be made in such a way. What's the plan for the rest of the day? The rest of the day really is just coffee. And then I've got like a couple of hours till I have to do, like I said, a podcast, which is even tiring in itself at this point. 2 more meals, and then we go and do cardio again. And then home for 1 more meal, and we basically just go to bed, get ourselves fucking mentally prepared for tomorrow, because tomorrow's going to be a massive workout because it's going to be back. And as you guys know, back still involves big lifts like deadlifts and stuff even at this point. So all the work really has been done in the gym.
Is it a similar like session to
the
one that was 2 episodes ago?
Yeah, so if you want to check that out, have a look back, because it is worth looking up, because there's a consistency factor that we have here in terms of what we're doing. The training setup is pretty much the same every day. And we are trying to stay as close to performance as possible. So, just because it's 2 weeks later, it doesn't mean we lift less just because, like, we're literally, some things we're actually even better at lifting on.
Yeah,
I think shoulder press yesterday, I went up half a fucking plate, you went up a 5 aside. So we're still going in the gym with the absolute mindset of trying to conquer our bodies, even though that we're in a position where technically most of it's against us. But this is, again, if you rest adequately and if you time things right and if you drink enough water and use the right supplements and, mentally tune yourself in, you can still make progress all the way up to this point, which is like 14 days out from a show roughly in a couple of days, So there really is no excuses. Like, even leg day, I think the first 2 weeks ago when we did Smith squats, I only put 4 and a 5 aside.
Yeah.
Then last one I put 5 aside. I was like, fuck it, like, there's more there, do it. Like, don't fucking be a pussy, do it. And the leg sessions have been harder programming, like with these eccentric time under tension sets we've been doing on the hack squat, where it's like 8-second reps. We're killing ourselves, we're butchering ourselves, but it's so fucking fun.
Yeah, the intensifiers have been really good.
Like, how do you feel when you come out of those sessions?
Smashed, mate, smashed. The CNS just goes.
But what would you feel? How do you feel about yourself? Do you feel like you've achieved?
Yeah, you feel good. Because you're leaving everything in the gym.
There's nothing here left, is there?
Nothing, mate. Them lunges are just... We finish off with lunges at the end, and it's just killer. That's it. It's just done.
Like, I know it's my my kind of highlight on the prep and stuff, but it's like I say, it's good to have Louis around because he's in the off season, and his mind's a little bit clearer, and on certain topics he can kind of explain them a bit more, perhaps with just more clarity. But the fact that he even says that the sessions have been killer, and he's someone that's like weighing a surplus, feeding his body, it lets you know that we're not fucking about. You know, we are really giving it some welly. And you know, if I come out of Spain and if I said this yesterday when I was doing another podcast with Ian and a few of the boys. I'm doing everything I can to win, yes, of course, but it's bodybuilding at the end of the day, and it's a judgment call by someone else. So, you know, if you don't win a show, don't let it ruin you. Don't take it to heart, because if that had happened in the past, I wouldn't be here now. You know, I've lost shows and I've won shows. You've got to love bodybuilding for fucking bodybuilding. And you've got to, if you're someone that would do this regardless of someone else's judgment on your body, then you are a bodybuilder. And we like going in the gym, we like drinking our fucking pre-workout, we like getting under the bar, and we like smashing out sets. And that will never change. And that doesn't matter whether it's because I want to win a show or not. And if I go to this show and I know that I've given it everything and I look better than I ever have, which I already know I do, then I'm fucking winning, man. And I'm always going to have people that stand behind that and think, you know, that's good. And the support I get is amazing, and the support I get is very welcome. And, you know, that's enough for me. You know, I want the victories, and I do believe they'll come because I do think genetically I can. But the most important thing is that I'm doing something I love, and the right people notice the work ethic, and the right people support it. And I think that's why I'm in love with bodybuilding more than I ever have been. And I'm like fucking 15 years deep. How can you know, it's weird, it's like a relationship, like loving your wife more after 15 years than you did in the first 5. Like, I have more emotional connection to bodybuilding now than I ever have, and I praise it more for the life I live, the home I have, and the people I have around me, like my friends. You know, I wouldn't have Louie in my life, I wouldn't have Yannicka in my life, because I met her at the gym. I wouldn't have my home. You know, I wouldn't have you guys watching this video now, I wouldn't have the sponsorship of Redcon if it wasn't for bodybuilding. And I love it. You know, I fucking love it. Dr. James time.
I was just about to say Dr. James.
Yeah, we're going to do Louis' blood pressure. Just a good thing to do. So, obviously I've got the machine. Louis doesn't own one. And he said this morning, is it okay that when I come round, we do blood pressure checks? So, something that everyone should be doing, you know, a few times a week. Keep an eye on it. Because obviously there's it's a good way to keep an eye on certain health parameters. And if it's out of whack constantly, then there's definitely something wrong, and the only way to know that is by checking it. So there are certain things you can do in order to help blood pressure. I'm not really the best person when it comes to advice on it, but people like John Meadows and stuff are, so there are a few people that know a bit more than me. But what I would say is first port of call is to at least check it, so at least you got that. So yeah, we're going to check Louis' blood pressure. If we can get his big arm
Massive
in the sleeve. I think it can. I think I managed to get like a decent sized sleeve.
It's not that big, to be fair, but right around the bicep, yeah?
Yeah, and then not like super tight, just, yeah. And then really, you just really do is just rest that on. That's it. So let's hope there's some battery. Let's hope that it doesn't come back ridiculously high, so you guys are like, oh my god, Louis. And a good reading averages between like 120-ish on the systolic to like, I think around about 80 diastolic. That's always been my kind of... Mine's always a bit higher than that because I'm like 280 pounds. But, you know, you've got to consider those things. There are certain variables that would mean it should be probably slightly elevated if you're someone like me or Louis. But just don't want it to be ridiculously elevated out the mean. I've got a new belt up there as well, Redcon one. Just in case you know, Cardillo.
Since last week, cutaway.
Yeah, and I've got another one with green writing actually in my gym bag as we speak, which is Redcon one. So thank you guys for sending me 2 of those. Would love the red one as well when it comes in stock. The red one's really nice. Great belts. Cardillo, obviously I own 4 of them now. I've bought fucking like 2 of them. So people are like, oh, it's alright when you get them for free. But no, I have actually bought a couple. So, and Lou, you've just purchased one yourself, haven't you? So very nice belts. So you like, that was 113 over 87, so that's in range. We're going to do one more, so because the variables. Let me just see how your arms. Cool. Last one, and then we'll just work out a rough average, and then we'll know if she's healthy or not. But
anyone else you're watching closely going into the show?
Shit, I said it last night on the podcast. Like, I think too many people get Ian said himself when he was doing the tamper, he got too absorbed in what Hunter was doing, and it hurts you because you lose focus on yourself, and like you can't control those other people. So I know of people doing the show that are really good, but it doesn't serve me at all to think about what they're doing. It won't make me go forward. It won't benefit my bodybuilding, and it won't benefit my mindset. And the longer I can spend in this prep concerned about myself and feeling positive about my own sort of input, then the further away from the negativity I am. And this is what I was actually saying yesterday. Social media is great as long as you have the right perception and know how to use it. As long as you don't allow it to dictate how you feel and you use it for your tool, you know, and benefit yourself with it. I very much lately learned that everything's just about how you deal with it. And right now, I'm really like peaceful and I don't mind. I want other people to look good. I'm happy for them that they have careers as well. You know, I'll be going against people like Regan, Milan, probably Raf. Who knows, Big Ramy could bloody turn up, but it doesn't matter. It's out of my control. So I just spend each day focused on me. Like Ian even said himself, he said he felt so much better after he did the tamper and he went to New York because he just took all the pressure off and stopped thinking about other people. And that's really how you do the best of bodybuilding. Do you think Coleman woke up thinking about Jay Cutler? I don't think he did. But do you think Jay woke up without thinking about Coleman every single day?
Just for the people, I've swapped cameras now, just because it's
just
a
it
bit
looks different. We got a new camera basically for the team. So I'm doing my blood pressure. Yeah, this is a 2-week out bodybuilder who's obviously on cycle. So
Dr. Louis jumping in.
Dr. Louis jumping in. I think that should be time off.
You ready?
Yeah. So we'll see.
Relax. Tension's real. Bruv, that ain't bad at all.
130 over 93.
That's not a bad reading.
And that's like however many weeks into prep. Probably been on cycle for a good 14 weeks. So there's not really any excuses, I suppose, what I'm trying to say. Like, I don't need to delve into what is the cycle and all that bullshit, because this isn't about that, but there is a level of transparency. Obviously I'm a pro bodybuilder who's taking some stuff, and yet my blood pressure isn't ridiculous. So take note: healthy diet, cardiovascular activity, drink plenty of water, supplement stragglers, some organ support, and most of all, really just like make sure you rest and stuff as well, and don't overdo it. So yeah, not bad. Happy with that. Not happy with that, considering when I was younger and I didn't have a fucking clue. I remember like doing my blood pressure and it was like 180, and I was like redhead beetroot, didn't have a clue. But you will feel it in yourself. Like right now I feel your blood feels like it circulates well. Doesn't feel like it's all congested. So that's a bit of a telltale sign as well. So yeah, really happy with that. It's good. Decent.
Right, so what's going on now?
2 things. Just sharing some stories on Insta. And I'm just doing some food for me and the boys. Chocolates having. Chris is having some a chocolate cream of rice. I'm having a regular cream of rice, and so is Louis. So Chris's is up first. I'm just mixing it. So literally just cold water. Put it in the microwave for a couple of minutes. Let that cook. Louis is gonna have some cream of rice. She's gonna have about 7 grams worth because he doesn't want too many carbs. Sweet. Same thing again, guys. Cold water and then microwave after. Yep. And then I'm gonna have. This is actually my one of my highest carb meals of the day, which is nice. I get to have 100 grams, which is nice. And me and Louis are having our salty. Because we like our salty, so Chris is having the sweet and we're having salt. And with this I'll have fish, and the boys will probably just have some whey. So it's a very lean, clean meal.
So what meal of this is the day of the day? Is this?
Number 4 for me, and then I've got another meal before I go and do cardio. So I've got the podcast in about an hour and 10 minutes. So yeah, I'll eat after the podcast normally, and then I'll have a little chill, and then I'll go and do cardio, and then my last meal will be a couple of whole eggs and whey before bed. Easy.
Have you had any like no carb days yet, or is that not something that happens to you?
Wouldn't happen, no. It's very silly to go low carb. If you've got muscle and you're going no carb, it's the same wrong. You're in a deficit way before you hit 0 carb, so quite honestly, if you're going 0, you're fat, or your body's not working. So you need to assess what you've been doing. Unless you've been running a ketogenic diet, you know, specifically, which is a bit different, then it kind of makes sense. But if you go from being someone who's consuming considerate amount of carbohydrates and having to put it to 0, there's something wrong. Yeah, like, don't get me wrong, my taste buds are craving food now, yeah, but I'm craving my best physique more, if I'm honest. So until then, like, it doesn't even. I just don't even let it cross my mind because there's no point. You know, food will come when it's time. It's not time. Not yet. See, most people would have licked that because just to get the taste of chocolate. But I'm like, no. Not yet. It's about 300 grams. Yep, just add a little bit more.
It doesn't really matter where the protein comes from.
Ideally, just fish is lower in fat, but it was like literally like 15 grams of meat. So it's not going to really play around with different macros. I try not to do that, but I'm not, again, at the same time it's also about feeling calm and not being like overly stressed about things like that. Some people would let that like rule their day. They'll be like, oh my god, I didn't have enough fish. That would do more harm than that. Just be chill. Just be chill. So that's that. See, I'm so used to doing a bowl this size that it comes out. You know what I mean? It's like immaculate every time. Because that's... Yeah, I like it a tiny bit drier than that. But most people like that consistency. Pissing all the time now. Yeah, like... Because the carbs, like my carbs aren't even super low. Someone asked on my Q&A earlier, when we were out with the Q&A, and meal 1's like 75 grams, meal 2's like 40, meal 3's like 37, meal 4's like 30, meal 5's like 75, and then meal 6 is like 20. So you add those numbers up, I don't know what they exactly are, but it's not super low. You know, there's a constant influx of carbohydrates during the day. But it's just not enough to hold on to the fluid I'm drinking. So that's why you've got to salt your meals as well, make sure, because you're passing minerals through. Take some berberine with this meal. So whenever I have a fish and a ground rice meal, for some reason I just eat the fish first. I don't really mix the two. But when I have breakfast, actually same with breakfast, like I'll eat the eggs and the steak first, and then I'll move on to the cream and rice after. But when it's like chicken and rice, I eat chicken and rice, green beans all mixed into one. So yeah. It's only with these 2 meals of the day that I really like doing that. My meal before bed is a couple of whole eggs, Burford Browns, and a shake. I usually have a bit of the shake with my nighttime vitamins and stuff. Eat the eggs and then finish the shake. So I kind of do normally integrate the two together. But I don't know this. I just find the cream of rice more filling, so I just let it be what I mainly eat. Protein I waft down in like a second. It doesn't go for a while. Yeah. But I don't think there's any benefit or pros or cons because ultimately it's all going to hit the stomach at roughly the same time and digest. So don't worry. Yeah. It's because I like just scraping it out of the bottom as well. And it has to be a Moomin spoon. Plastic Moomin spoon, narrow, so that you don't get too much on it at once. So that it lasts. I can eat a big spoon, I have a big mouth, but it just means the meal will be over too quick. Can't be having it. And then we've only got like, so if we're like 2.5 weeks out, I suppose really we have like two back sessions left, two of everything probably left from this point roughly. A lot of that's another way that people tend to count down to the shows, you know, how many sessions have I got left. I've actually tried to avoid that as well because sometimes that puts too much emphasis on things. You know, you almost dread the session, so
we just take each session at a time.
One day at a time, innit, man? Just look forward to it, one movement at a time, one breath at a time. Like, honestly. To be fair, I just want to say thank you for sticking by me, guys. Like, I know visually sometimes things aren't so stimulating because obviously I'm not doing like 7-plate squats, but you know, you have my, you know me, you have my word that you're going to follow me through my bodybuilding and there's going to be plenty of crazy shit. And I am looking forward to setting some city records after the show. There is a plan to hit some numbers. So obviously we'll have a period where we focus on how do you get from, you know, the contest phase into your strongest, most healthy off season. And that will probably be the next project after this for us. It'll be, you know, transitioning from pre-show to off season. And there's going to be some silly effort put into that. Same effort that's going into now, but with like really good amount of weight. We'll be focusing a lot on technique, and to be fair, the off season is going to be massively focused on bringing the body into an even better position and making things even more balanced. Patrick's already aware of areas he wants to improve, so it's going to be educational. I think there'll be a lot of really good talks on how to kind of bring up certain areas, how to modify your training to suit certain strengths. So there's always going to be great stuff to talk about. That's the thing with bodybuilding, there's never nothing to talk about. Because when you're not trying to get leaner, you're trying to get bigger. And when you're not trying to get bigger, you're trying to get better. When you're not trying to get like better, you're trying to get smarter. There's always like something. So I'm just happy you guys are happy to come for the ride. And I do appreciate you checking in, hanging out with me today. For what is, I say a rest day, but it's not rest really, because there is two lots of posing, 2 lots of cardio. It's just that unfortunately there was no weights today. But these things are just as important as the weights as well. And if I don't take days off from weight training, then I won't bring my best. So it is what it is. So thanks again, guys. Gonna just put this stuff into the dishwasher, live a normal man's life, and get ready to do a podcast and chill out for a bit and catch up with friends, socialise. So I shall see you in 1 week's time, as we do, guys, as you know by now the schedule, and I will literally be 2 weeks out, because this marks 3 weeks out, just under actually. So yeah, 2 weeks out, and then not long after that we'll be on our artists in a plane getting to Spain. So yeah, see you for the next one, and thanks again, guys. Anything you want to ask, remember, guys, just hit us up below. More than happy to answer questions, more than happy to interact, and peace and love always.